Welcome to Chico and the Mick. I'm Chico, and this is my man Mick. What's up, Mick?
What's up, Chico? How you doing today?
I'm good, brother. Good. You know, hanging in here. Another beautiful summer day.
Yeah, it's like
Well,
900
more like
degrees
a summer
outside.
night. What's that?
It's like 900 degrees outside, and yeah, there's disease floating around, killing everybody. Yeah, it's a really beautiful summer day. You're right.
Listen, man. I got the pool set up last week. Nobody's over. It's fucking great. It's like my own little
Yeah,
private sanctuary.
really. What kind of pool do you have?
It's just an above ground pool, but it's 16 feet, 15 feet, and big enough to enjoy, cool off, and have a
Nice.
good time.
Hell yeah! So you did that for 4th of July?
Yeah, that's all I did 4th of July weekend.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Did you get good food
I
and
got
all
it
that kind of stuff?
set up right before 4th of July because apparently there's been a shortage of pool materials
Mm,
because so many people are in the process of getting pools because of the whole COVID situation. You know, a lot of
right.
people are trying not to go to places. A lot of places are closed. So there's a high demand in pool supplies.
Sure.
So it took me almost a month to get the supplies that I needed to get the pool fixed.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Just like
And then
everything else, right?
apparently the manufacturers of the materials are closed because of COVID. So it's like if you didn't get what's out, you're screwed.
Wow. It's the same thing as like rubber gloves and face masks and pool supplies.
And condoms. Not that I wear them.
Yeah, I haven't seen one of those in a while.
Yeah. You're looking really, really snazzy over there, Mick. Very, very legit setup there.
Well, I started working here at the NBC studios, and I had to take it a little bit more seriously. So, yeah,
Are you the new Walter Cronkite?
if you could say his name, I would be. But concrete,
Whatever it is.
concrete,
What is
everything's
his, how
concrete
do you
with you.
say his name?
Cronkite,
Cronkite?
yes. But no, I
Uh,
just got a green screen, and it makes me look like I'm very professional. So I'm pretending that I am. I'm wearing short shorts and a dress shirt with a jacket, so I appear, but you can't see my legs. So, aha, you don't know that
oh,
I'm
so
actually a
your
slob.
business up top and party in the bottom?
I'm actually completely naked from the waist down, but it doesn't really matter for
Uh,
this.
Well, I've known you for years and you've always been a party in the bottom.
That's absolutely true. But
But
how's everything been going over there, man?
is your newscast coming out of the Crown Heights since you look very rabbi-ish?
Yeah, I've been hearing that a lot lately, that I got a rabbi deal. Every jerk I know has that joke. So thank you for solidifying my
It's a good
position.
look, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm
It's a
trying to
good
go
look.
for rabbi, just be a little bit more
Nothing wrong with
respectable.
that.
No,
Very
God-fearing
respectable
rabbi.
position.
That's me,
All you have
man.
to do is circumcise some kids and you'll be good to go.
I can do adults, but I wouldn't be able to do kids, man. That seems like a
Can you
microsurgery. I'm
imagine
not
being
into that.
circumcised as an adult?
Yeah, I'd like that. That'd be good.
You, you would like to be
Pain
circumcised as
threshold.
an adult?
I would like to have the option as an adult rather than as an infant when I didn't have a choice.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. It's kind of a shitty situation to have your dick mutilated, in my opinion. But whatever, to each his own.
It's each his own mutilation. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
to each his own. You have a
I've
kid,
had
you get
more
to mutilate
arguments.
them.
I've had more arguments about this topic than like any other one. So it's nice to hear someone
Hey
else gets
man,
my perspective.
I'm brown, bro. Most of us are team uncut, so it's all
Oh,
good.
that's right. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't really think about it.
you're preaching to the choir, bro.
Oh, okay. You actually got the extra roll of skin or whatever it is.
Or as I like to call it, extra 3 inches,
Oh, really? Wow.
which puts me at 3.5 inches. So it's cool.
Well, that's perfect then. I heard that girls love that. So something interesting happened today that really set me off, man. I was about to destroy something. I was very, very angry. Um, Let me just get into it here. So for the last few months, I've been going to Walmart to get my groceries. Usually I just shop at the store, but with the COVID and
Okay,
everything, they have a great service where you just, put your stuff in the cart online, check out online, and then they bring it to your car in the parking lot, and you just open up your trunk, they throw it inside, and then you leave. It's great. I don't have to worry about
okay. So
getting
basically, like
sick or anything.
It's like Amazon Prime, except you're picking it up in the location.
Exactly. So, and I usually order like $400 worth of stuff, so we don't have to do it for a few weeks. I just buy a bunch of stuff, and I've got some prep supplies, some canned food, some whatever kind of stuff like that, so that because we're going back into another COVID outbreak, so I kind of want to be prepared. So this morning I go to Walmart. I drive all the way there. It's in South Philly. I'm in North Philly. And when I get there, I notice another car is waiting for a pickup, just like I am. So I see the guy come out. He's bringing out the stuff, I think for me, but he actually stops at the car next to my car. And the guy gets out of the car, young guy, jumps out of the car, helps him load all the stuff into his car. And I'm watching and I'm like, some of that stuff looks like my stuff. I could see that there's some random things. I had like Ovaltine, for instance. I saw the Ovaltine. This guy seems a little too young to be buying Ovaltine. I don't know. It just seemed a little bit off. So sure enough, he, closes his trunk, drives away. And I sit there for 20 minutes. And I sit there. And then I eventually call inside. And they're like, we already brought you your stuff, man. Like, I was like, what do you mean? I'm sitting here. Obviously, you didn't bring me my stuff. This son of a bitch who sat next to me stole all my shit, stole every bit of food that my family was going to be eating that day or this week, and just took off. They didn't check his ID. They didn't check anything. And they just kind of looked at me like, sorry? I don't know.
Well, what's the protocol? Like, when they come to you, what do they normally do?
Usually they come, they say, hi, who's this order for? And then you say, Derek, and then okay, great. And that's it. They don't even check IDs anymore because they don't want to have to do the whole like touching your ID and all this kind of thing. So simple enough, just ask who's it for. What they did, I think, was they went up to him and said, hey, is this one for Derek? And the guy's like, yeah. And that was it. They just gave, yep. And to make things even worse, I bought out the last they had of a bunch of different things. Not like a lot of things, but just like a couple items, and they are now sold out throughout the week. So I can't buy what I need anymore because these sons of bitches stole it from me, and now my family's gonna starve.
Maybe it was a miscommunication. Maybe his name is Eric, and he misunderstood the guy.
Sure, that's what it is. Son of a bitch. And I was on the phone.
When you saw that stuff was yours, that was in the cart, like Ovaltine, you should have spoke up.
Well, I mean, again, we're all trying to stay away from each other, so I didn't want to like get out and like have to be face to face. I'm figuring, look, first of all, I said at which spot I was in, spot number 8. I said I was in a black car. So his car was red and he was in spot 6. So how on earth did they mix this up? I have no idea. So these bastards they're just like, yeah, sorry. I mean, I got it refunded, but we don't have any food in my house right now.
Fucked over. That's like getting fucked in the ass and getting refunded,
That's exactly what it's like.
You're paid to fuck somebody, but you ended up getting fucked in the ass and you got refunded.
Oh, good God.
But so have you seen the big news that's going on with the President Yeezy bid?
No, what's going on with Yeezy?
Kanye West is running for president.
Go on. What?
He announced, of course, in typical Kanye fashion, on 4th of July, he had to make it about him. He announced a big Twitter announcement that he's running for 2020. Hashtag Vision 2020.
Wow.
Or 2020 Vision. 2020 Vision. That makes sense.
Now, is there enough time to do that?
2020 Vision.
I'm not familiar how this works. I thought that you have to, we already have 2 candidates, right? They've been working at this for like a year. He can just pop in right now and take it all?
I think if he runs as an independent, he can pop in still, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It's honestly a brilliant time to do it. If ever there was a time that he could win, I would say it's right now.
He definitely, believe it or not, has an opportunity to win, which is crazy to me that Kanye West could be considered as a legit presidential candidate.
If he picks the right VP, I think he could potentially win.
Jay-Z?
I mean, if you went, with a young, I mean, it depends. I mean, he's probably more conservative, right? Is that his politics are conservative, right? He loves Trump.
He was a Trump supporter up until 4th of July, apparently.
What happened to change his mind about that? I wonder.
I
Just
don't
that
know.
he could win, he could beat him.
I think he saw that he could win.
Man. See, if he picked like if he's like further conservative, if he's a conservative and he picked someone who was more liberal to be his VP, maybe a female of color, then I think he could win. You know, if he goes hard right, I don't think that his fan base are going to really want to vote for him. But if he kind of has a VP that's kind of in the middle or towards the left, I think he might have a chance.
Like someone towards the left, huh? Beyonce?
Maybe a politician, somebody who actually could help him steer in the right direction. I mean, I don't even know, man. I don't even know. Like, is it worse to vote for him than for anybody else at this point? I honestly don't know. It seems like anyone could do the job.
It just goes to show you what a joke it is right now. I mean, who would have thought a reality TV star would have been our president? He is. Now we have a rap star who's married to a reality TV star who's possibly going to be our president.
Yep.
You know, it's fucking nuts.
Schwarzenegger was a governor. Reagan was an actor before he was president. I mean, it's happened before.
Wasn't Reagan like he was a governor or something before that, right? He didn't just run for president straight after being an actor. He was in politics.
Was he? Dude,
I'm pretty sure that Reagan was like governor of California or something before he became, just like Schwarzenegger. I think he was governor of California before he became president.
Okay. Well, if that's true.
That's why what Trump did was so big, because he literally went with no political background and did what he did. And now it opens up the doors for this, what's a complete popularity contest now. That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it is. But if Trump taught me anything, it's that, it's not neurosurgery. It's not, you know what I mean? Like, people can do it who aren't politicians. Now, you could argue whether or not he did it well, but the job is not complex enough that the average person couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like, if you try to tell someone to send a rocket to space, they can't do it. But,
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I mean, I think it's also about the people you surround yourself with. You know, if you have a good team around you, you can do that. Only thing that always worried me about Trump is that his team is always changing and people are always in and out. So I never saw that consistency. But he definitely proved that you can do it, just being the boss on The Apprentice.
You know who I think should run?
Who?
Sylvester Stallone.
Sly?
Yeah, I think he could win.
We do need more candidates. I don't think it should stop at Kanye. I think we need more of a variety. I think we should have someone who represents like different genres. Like Kanye's a rapper. We should have like a rock star, maybe a former wrestler.
David Lee Roth as a
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
We gotta have representatives. Why not? Yeah. It's a good time to do it.
I think if Schwarzenegger were American, he could have probably won this one easily.
He definitely could have. He could have been president, and he wasn't. Yeah. Apparently, he wasn't a horrible governor.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it from both sides. I'm not really sure, but I generally agree with him on a lot of things. So I mean, I can see it. Yeah, I don't know, but it doesn't really matter because it's a fucking Nazi over there. So
he's actually surprisingly smart. It's just that accent that kills it, But I think when people have a thick accent like that, you take something away from how smart they can be. And since he was like this big muscle-bound actor, that he never got a serious look. But he was actually had some pretty good ideas, from what I remember as governor.
Yeah, and he can kill a predator with like nothing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, bro. Take out a Terminator, all that good shit.
He is a Terminator.
Yeah, but he fought other Terminators, asshole.
Well, but he is one, so it's not a great example.
There's a Terminator always fighting Terminators, except for the first one.
Yeah, right. That's true. But I don't know. Would you vote for Kanye?
I'm still decided if I'm voting at all, but I don't think I would vote for Kanye.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know anything about his policies. Like, if he actually comes out, we're in July. He has 3.5 months to, really convince people. I'm not going to vote for him just on the fact that I liked some of his songs and I wore a pair of his sneakers before I stopped being able to afford them.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's mentally ill, right? I mean, there's definitely that makes me uncomfortable. But I mean, you could argue the other two are also mentally ill. But
That's the
Kanye's
problem.
specific type of mental illness kind of makes me nervous. He seems to be very moment to moment and very extreme. You know, I mean, you could say the same about Trump for sure, but I don't know. Kanye just
Yeah,
seems
but
like he
I don't
just
know how.
jumps from one idea to another, and it's like that's what he's focused on now, and it makes me a little bit nervous, a little bit.
Yeah, I would say it definitely is something that I don't see him getting my vote, but he's
Mhm.
gonna get a lot of people's votes.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. It might be enough to tip the scales one way or the other. Maybe that's what he's trying to do: take some votes away from Biden or something, and then let Trump win. I don't
I
know.
believe that's exactly what he's trying to do. I think him and Trump are butt buddies,
Yeah,
and it's well documented that they're friends. All of a
right.
sudden now he's running for president,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's because he's taking votes from Biden to ensure the election for Trump.
that makes sense. So, what's
Uh,
good happening in the world?
well, people are, ending racism one step at a time. Uh,
Really?
you would know better than me about this with the whole real estate thing, but there's some sort of real estate coalition trying to end the use of the term master bedroom for the master bedroom. They don't want to
Oh,
call it that anymore because it's
yes, I've
racist.
heard about this. Yeah, that's an interesting angle. I've never heard of that before. I never even thought of it before, and I guess that's my white privilege. But I never thought the word master meant slave master.
I never looked at it that way either, but then again, I do have a slave pantry, so I guess that makes sense.
It's I guess it. I mean, I guess that is where the term came from, right? It was the slave, but I don't know because isn't aren't you the master of the house? It doesn't mean that you're a slave master.
I thought that it was actually for masturbating because that's the room that I usually masturbate in.
Oh, okay, that
So I
makes sense.
thought that master bedroom was just short for masturbate.
You thought it was masturbate room?
Yeah, masturbate room.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
That's what I always thought.
Oh, that actually does make a lot more sense. That makes more sense than saying we can't. So, what's the term now? Just bedroom, like biggest bedroom? I haven't
I
heard
think it's
this
like main bedroom or something like main bedroom.
main bedroom and okay. I mean, that's going to be interesting because I always just say when I do tours of properties, I always say, you know, master bedroom. This is your master bath, and that's going to be. It's going to take a little bit of work for me
Not
to
anymore,
change.
master. Can't say that.
Can you imagine getting mad at someone like, oh, but you're the master? Like I'm telling you, you're the master.
You're gonna buy it, so you're the master.
You're the master of the house. It's okay.
Yeah. Like that's how you should angle it. Be like, if you own this, you're the master.
That's true. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny. This has to be just white crybabies making this rule up, right? Like
It
this
is.
sounds
It's
like
always
something
like
that I don't feel
it's
like
white
black people
guilt.
care about this. I don't know. I could be
Black people
wrong.
don't care about this. They
Yeah,
care about like being shot. They care about
yeah. I worry about that too.
going to jail, shit like that. But other
Who
than
has the
that, they don't care
time to
about.
worry about master bedroom? Jesus.
Well, that's white guilt. People are trying to figure out ways of fixing shit.
Yeah, but how? What
It's
does
like
that
little ways.
fix? I mean, I
I don't know.
guess. I mean, I guess if you do enough small little things like that, it'll add up or something.
But
But
just
that just doesn't
down the
strike me as
road, it's kind of like The Simpsons and all these other voice actors, making sure that now black characters are played by black people and all this stuff. That's the whole new thing.
yeah,
We lost Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben. There's a whole lot of things going on, and I guess
yeah.
there's small steps towards something, but I find
But
them to
isn't
be silly.
acting supposed to be like pretending to be somebody you're not?
That's exactly what it is.
So it doesn't make sense then, right?
But you can't do that anymore because look at Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, well,
You heard about the episode of SNL that was just pulled where he was playing Chris Rock in blackface from 20 years ago.
you mean Jimmy Fallon?
Who did I say?
You said Kimmel, no?
Kimmel's done blackface too, but it is Jimmy
He
Fallon.
did. Yeah. Kimmel did bad blackface
Jimmy,
back in the man show
Jimmy's
days. I remember.
TV host, white guys, you guys all look the same.
They really do. I agree. But
but but Jimmy Fallon, so it was a 20-year-old episode, and he played Chris Rock,
mhm.
which is
He's a white guy, right? Chris Rock?
Jimmy Fallon's a very white man. He is very white, and he played Chris Rock, who is a black man in blackface. So
Ah,
apparently, this episode came up somehow. Someone pulled it out during quarantine. 20-year-old episode became a big thing. People made a big stink about it, and now it's been completely removed from NBC's like catalog of SNL. The episode doesn't exist. Poof, it's gone. Racism over.
yeah, exactly. And nobody cared back then, but now they care. Like, who's going back and watching 20-year-old Jimmy Fallon clips? Only people looking to
20-year-old,
fuck his life up.
20-year-olds who weren't around back then, so they have nothing else going on during quarantine that they're looking up old shit.
And imagine being so excited about ruining a good career. Like Jimmy Fallon, he's never done anything even slightly offensive, and you're just trying to ruin his life. And then you see him online, or on TV, trying to apologize for it. It's just so sad to see them.
Chris Rock didn't even give a shit. Like, Chris Rock said it was funny.
Of course, Chris Rock's not gonna be offended by stupid shit like that.
And let's be honest, it's probably the funniest Jimmy Fallon's ever. See, I call him Jimmy Kimmel because he's fucking not even that funny. But as Chris Rock, he was funny. He should also do Dave Chappelle. He should do Kevin Hart. He should keep going. This should
Malcolm
be his
X.
thing. Yeah. Well, Malcolm X wasn't funny, but I'm kind of going down the comedian road. Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just don't understand. How is he supposed to play Chris Rock looking like Jimmy Fallon? Please explain this to me.
Wasn't supposed to play Chris Rock.
But he does a great Chris Rock impression.
It was a good skit.
The only thing I would say is that the makeup was so bad that he didn't even look more like Chris Rock than he normally does anyway. So it actually was useless. It's not like they actually transformed him into Chris Rock.
I think when you do makeup on people to change their race, it's usually pretty bad.
Sometimes. You saw White Chicks. That is pretty good.
I know you're hot for the white chicks, but that's a whole different ballgame. It's Robert Downey's black guy wasn't bad looking. He kind of pulled that one off.
Yeah, but he didn't look black. He just looked Robert Downey in blackface.
Well, that's all he needed.
Yeah, but you still have like white features. You don't really look white. You just look like a white guy in blackface, more or less. At least maybe that's just
either
me.
way.
I don't know.
People, I don't know. I feel like to me that's not. I get why people get upset about the whole blackface thing, but it's just for a skit, and white people get played by black people all the time. Like we just brought up white chicks. Nobody's mad about that. Like, what's the big deal? It's for the sake of comedy. It's like a parody. It's a joke. It's one thing if they're doing something racist and very stereotypical, but if you're playing someone who's a real person like Chris Rock, what's wrong with that? I think it's cool, and it's always an honor to me when someone imitates you.
Yeah, like I heard Tina Fey say that I was, she did something on 30 Rock, and I think they did blackface on 30 Rock. So she apologized, and she said in her apology, I understand that it's not, intention doesn't matter. It's about how people interpret that, basically. It's not about your intention. When in the sane world and the non-crazy world, intention's everything. I would think that if your intention is good, people should give you a pass, right? But according to the new woke mafia, no.
It's the whole cancel culture situation that I'm not a fan of. Like I said, this was 20 years ago. It's a 20-year-old story. Like if he done it recently, I could get people being upset. If this came up 3 months ago, Jimmy Fallon just recorded this. Great, I get it. I get why you're mad. But when something happened so long ago and you're going through the archives, you're going to get pissed off about a lot of shit from back in the day. Because it was a different time. And it's kind of like, in a way, that's history, and that moment is encapsulated there, and you're trying to erase it. It's bad.
Right, exactly. So we can look back at it and see, oh, look, Gone with the Wind, they did this, and look, Jimmy Fallon did this. And then as we move along, we'll understand the progression. But now we're going to look back, and there's nothing to see. We don't see how far we've come.
Gone with the Wind.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Gone with the Wind, you brought up. HBO took it off of their platform. Yeah. But they put it back on. I think they put some sort of disclaimer or something.
Oh God.
And that's fine with me. If you do that, I get
disclaimer saying what? That There's some racially insensitive material
Yeah,
in
like
this
there's some
movie from
racial insensitive
1940.
material in there, and that's fine as long as you don't remove it.
Hmm. I just don't understand why everyone's so sensitive. I don't get. I know that I'm white and I don't get it. I understand, but it's like, is this really offending the people that we're worried it's offending, or is it offending woke white people who want to just ruin everything? That's really who I think the problem is. It's not. I don't know. I every black person I talk to doesn't have a problem with this stuff. So maybe that's just anecdotal, but it's
They have
all.
bigger issues to worry about, like I said.
Yeah, I would
They're
think
not
so. I
worried
think
about other things.
everyone who has a life has more important things to worry about than movies that were made 75 years ago. It makes me crazy.
Well, how about this? Did you hear about? I think she was the original Karen, as they say. I'm not even sure. The woman from Central Park who called the cops on a bird watcher. She said he was
Yeah, right.
harassing her.
Yep.
So now they charged her with I have false accusations or some sort. Have you heard this?
Yeah, yeah, I heard something about that. So basically, she called the police on a false pretense, and that's a crime. And I agree with it. I think she should totally be charged for that. Assuming that she was calling the police for no reason. I mean, the problem with that video is that it starts midway through whatever's happening. So I'm assuming that she was in the wrong, but you never really know with these videos because they start with the person filming starts filming, and they could be like, "I'm gonna kill you," record. I don't know. I have no clue what happened before that.
That's the problem with all these bird watchers. They record when it's convenient for them.
Bird watchers, all these sons of bitch bird watchers in Central Park.
This
Awful.
is, the bird watcher community is very scummy.
It seems like there might be some scumbaggery going around. I mean, every one of these videos that I see, it's like, you have to understand they're starting to record because something's already happened. No one seems to take that nuance into consideration. They just go, well, look, they're doing something bad. Like, yeah, but what happened first?
Yeah.
That
Well,
nuance is
Central.
yeah.
Listen, man. Women in Central Park, calling the cops on black men. They don't have the best history. So maybe it's maybe she did overreact, or maybe this guy is not really a bird watcher. Like, how many black guys do you know that are bird watchers? I don't know any.
I've never heard of that before my entire life.
Yeah. And in New York, a lot of times we used to call women birds. So when you're bird watching, bird.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
peeping Tom.
Yeah. Someone should have actually asked him to name different birds to see if he was full of shit.
Yeah, what
He was
birds were
like,
you watching, sir? Pigeon,
pigeon,
uh,
bald eagle.
yeah, right. Yeah, he didn't know shit about it. He's a
He
liar.
doesn't
No,
know
I'm just
anything.
kidding.
That lying son of a bitch. Poor
Yeah.
Karen. She's going to jail now.
That's another issue I was wondering about, the whole Karen thing. That's such a double standard, isn't it? The idea
It's
that
the
you could
worst.
just name someone, everybody who's like this in that race is this name now. Imagine if we did that with other races.
It's the worst. I saw a video. This one really bothered me because, again, like you said, that people record when they want to record or whatever. So some guy is in the driveway with a woman in front of a building, and he's calling her Karen. He's clearly like, "Oh, Karen, now you flipped me off, and now you want to act like a victim." And the woman's like in a corner, like on the floor, like crying. She's
Mm-hmm.
being very hysterical. But I don't know what led up to this. The
Right.
person's making it seem like he keeps saying, "Oh, she cut me off. She cut me off, and then she flipped me off." But I'm like, that doesn't give you the right to follow her to her home and
No.
video
Oh yeah, I
record
did
her.
see that one. Yeah.
And then he's not only video recording her, he starts showing her license plate that
Oh
was
god, doxing.
shared all over the internet.
That's
And
messed up,
it's
man.
cool. It's okay because she's a Karen. And I'm like, what the
Right.
fuck is going on here, man? Like, this is
Yeah.
wrong. I don't know if this guy's full of shit and maybe he did something to her. Now he's recording and making it seem like he's the victim. And this poor woman's being, doxxed online.
Yeah. And we're in that situation now where the news is just too happy to report something like that. So if it's scary, honestly, because you could cut somebody off, or they could cut you off and you honk at them, and then they could just follow you home and record where you live and release it. And what can you do? It's your word against theirs.
It's pretty fucked up, and it is a double standard, like you said, because my name, Juan, very Latino name. If you started recording all the Latino dudes that were acting up and saying stupid shit in a video and you start calling them Juans,
Mm-hmm.
I would be pretty upset about that. You know, I
Yeah.
wouldn't feel good that people are doing it unless they're funny videos, and I might laugh about it. But if you're
Yeah.
just like doxing people and making them look bad and labeling them all Juans or Tyrones for a black guy, you know, whatever. Like if you just start doing this, it is a double standard. Like now it's racist. If I
Yeah.
get a video of black women that are acting up and call them Shaniquas or something or Moishas or something, you know,
Can
that
you
would be
imagine
attributed
if
to
that
black.
became a thing? Like if you said that about a black woman and then it just became a thing and anywhere you went, you saw that, you know, I mean, I see Karen probably 10 times a day, if not more, you know? So imagine if you did that with any other group.
It's just not right. And I'm not white, and it just doesn't sit right with me because I'm like, you know, that could easily be me in those shoes, you know, like that's
Yeah.
fucked up.
It
You
doesn't
shouldn't do that.
bother me in the sense that like most of those Karen girls, I mean, I know a lot of those Karens and they are just like that and I don't really care, but it just the double standard, the nonstop double standard that's being pushed right now. It's exhausting. It really is. And to not be allowed to speak about it. Oh, I'm not allowed to say anything. You know, we're not allowed to call out bullshit anymore because you be considered whatever, racist, homophobic, whatever. It's just we need to grow up. This is absurd.
That's exactly why I wanted to do a podcast because
Yeah, me too.
I'm tired of not being able to say shit that you want to say, you know, and
Yeah.
just talk freely. If you're not insulting people and you're not we don't come from a bad place. Most of the shit we say is in jokes. It's
Yeah.
not meant to hurt anyone.
Not in this episode, but
But
yeah, generally.
sorry,
Exactly.
Rabbi Mahain.
It's intention. Again, it's intention. And like we're coming at this, we're trying to make jokes about horrible things. And I never understood people who can't laugh at terrible things. You know, as the worse it is, in fact, the easier it is for me to laugh at it because it doesn't take much to make a horrible thing funny because it's outrageous that someone would talk about something so fresh and just make a joke about it. You know, it's so easy to make one of those jokes because it's nobody can believe it. He said that. You know, it's more about the shock factor than the laugh factor, really.
As we like to say on here, too soon, right? People
Yes,
love
exactly.
to hear that, too soon.
But it's interesting how they
And that's
come up
something
with, how they come up with a amount of time that it's okay. Like you weren't allowed to comment on the protests for like about 2 weeks, I noticed. And then people started to say, hey, you know, we shouldn't do this. We shouldn't riot. We shouldn't be, you know, during a pandemic or whatever. But up until that point, it was dead silence.
I think people are just afraid of the pushback. When things are hot and hostile, they're afraid of what's going to come at them. And so when you say something, if it's a hot topic, if it's trending, you're going to get attacked like instantly. People are going to see it, especially if you post it online or someone shares it. People are going to be on it. Now, protest, that's not the thing. People don't care. We always move on to the next thing. And now it's Kanye. There's always something to distract us.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
I know.
And it's a shame because we don't, as a society, we do not have a strong attention span.
Not at all. What was that?
And it's gotten worse with social media. It's just like bam, bam, bam. What's next? What's next?
Yeah.
Oh, murder hornets? No.
Yeah, murder hornets.
Pandemic? No. Protests? Riots? What's next?
Yeah. No, something's next. There's always something next. Yeah. You're so right. It's exhausting, man. That's why I try to like put myself in a little hole and just focus on my little nonsense and not look outside very much. Cause the more I look outside, the more I just don't want to go out there, man. It's crazy.
When things get rough and the world looks really hard, I just go to my master bedroom, look at the wall, and just masturbate and cry. Like the master that I am.
Huh. I don't think I've ever done both of those things at the same time.
What, dude? That's the best. Masturbating and crying while looking at yourself in the mirror?
No, never.
So
is that good? I'll have to try that. I can't make myself cry. I need to work on that. I want to be able to cry more easily.
I could only cry when I masturbated, so it's kind of crazy.
So one last thing I wanted to ask you about was baby names, because a friend of ours just named his baby, and none of us knew how to pronounce the name. I'm not going to say the name here, but what are your thoughts?
I still don't even know how to pronounce it.
I don't either. But basically, What are your thoughts on naming babies names that are difficult to spell?
I think it's stupid because your kid's gonna suffer when they're growing up.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you think the
Well,
incentive is for parents to do that?
I think that parents right now, they're especially nowadays, they think that they're so woke that they're coming up with these names that are very um, cultural and representative of diversity. And at the end of the day, kids aren't gonna give a fuck where your name came from. They're just gonna make fun of it.
Yeah. That's so true.
Like I remember when I was in school, there was a there was a bunch of kids with funny names, but there was this one girl in particular. Her name, she was of some sort of African descent, and her name was like Fuxina, and the word "fuck" was in her name.
Oh wow.
So we would always make fun of her because that was her name,
Sure.
Fuxina. And there was another girl, Latina, that I knew growing up. Her name is Annalie, and if you spell it, it has anal in there, so we would call
Oh
her
no.
Annalie.
Oh boy.
You have to think these things through. Like in their case, their parents were immigrants, so they weren't thinking of the American effect
Yeah.
on their kids' names. But when you're American and you grew up here, and now you're trying to give these kids these diverse ethnic names, mm,
I
mm,
know.
good
And
luck with
even
the
if they don't
therapy
get made
sessions.
fun of, yeah, even if they don't get made fun of, they're just gonna have to correct everyone who pronounces their name wrong for the rest of their life. So it's like I get it, and it shouldn't be a reason not to name your kid something, but in reality, it kind of like my. I'm trying to think of who my mother has. Her name is Michelle, but she has one L in her name. So every time she says it, she has to spell it with the one L, and it's just like it's kind of a pain in the ass. Wouldn't it be easier to just say Michelle and be done with it? And that's a simple name, right? I
It
mean,
would, but again, that's the whole like that's kind of like the French way of doing it, right?
yeah, I guess. What am I,
I'm thinking that's what
linguist?
it is. That's the whole French way of doing things. So if that's the whole immigrant, like if you're coming from a different culture, you you kind of do that to your kids. But people who are born and raised here and are doing it, this is kind of silly to me.
Yeah.
But talking talking about names, and we were just talking about Karens. Imagine if you were like you just named your kid Karen 3 months ago.
Imagine. Oh, that's
How
the
much would
worst.
that suck?
Imagine you're black and you name your kid Karen. Now
Oh
you're
my
really
god! I think it's worse if you're white and you named your kid Karen.
that would be really funny because that's it. Now that's the name forever.
It's a wrap. That's it. It's over.
That's
That
it.
name
Oh
is
my.
ruined.
That's true actually.
Uh,
I guess probably no one will name their kid Karen anymore, right? Coming up.
it might have a resurgence in 20 years, but
It's like naming your
no
kid
time soon.
Adolf in Germany after 1945. It was not a great choice of name.
Probably not the best. Yeah, probably not a lot of Adolfs after 1945, 1946.
Yeah, I have a my grandmother's brother was named Adolfo, I believe, and yeah, Adolf. They would just call him Adolf, but it was before before that was a taboo name.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Interesting how that happens.
Good luck to all the Karens. I wonder if there should be a limit on you being able to like change your kid's name, like easily. So you can
Yeah,
go back before they go into school. If you feel you fucked up, you should be like,
that's
hey,
true.
you know what? I want to redo. Let me give them a different name.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Like annulling a marriage or something. You'd just be able to like. I think before they can
Yeah,
say their own name, I think that should be the line. You know, you think school's the line?
I think school should be the line. That way the kid could decide. They could have some input.
Kids don't
I'd
get
love
a
to see what
decision like that.
a 4-year-old thinks of their name should be.
Oh yeah, exactly. Frankenstein. Remember Big Daddy? That's exactly what's going to happen. We got to stop giving kids any choices. Now they're
Optimus
changing their
Prime it
sexes.
is.
No, you don't get a choice in anything until you're, let's say, 36.
Don't tell that to people nowadays. They're letting their kids pick their sexes at 3 years old.
I know. That's an interesting topic in itself. Man, parents. In my day, I couldn't even pick a fucking fruity snack off the shelf at the supermarket. Now you can choose your sex.
I still don't know how to pick them, and I'm almost 40.
Yeah, exactly. I go back and forth every day. Who knows?
Uh, well, the good thing is we came up with the names Chico and the Mick, and
That's
that's
all we
gonna
need to
stick.
know. That's it.
That's all we need.
Yeah, man.
Well, I guess that should be it for today. Unless you have anything else to share.
No, man, that's about it for me.
All right. Well, it's been fun to make. Good
Thank
talk.
you, Chico. Yeah, man,
And
absolutely. We'll do it again soon.
until next time, I hope people decide to follow us on Spotify and Apple if we're on Apple already, and get the podcast going.
Yeah, please share it with your friends and let's get it going, guys.
Yeah. Let's
Thanks
get
for
that
listening,
listenership
both
up.
of you. We love you.
Yes. Shout out to Walter Cronkite.
Still can't do it. Cronkite, you bastard. Get it right.
All right, my man.
All right, brother.
I'll talk to you.